How's it going, everybody? Alexander here, High Winds EDC. I have another continuation of the Replicant EDC High Winds EDC collaboration. This has been an effort between Damien and myself to where we have sent each other some kit, some EDC gear for each other to review, have and feature on their channel. So this will be the final analysis of that. We'll just talk about a little bit of everything, but the final entry will be the appreciation video of this guy right here. This is in my front right pocket. This is the Pena Paramour. Get that in there for you guys. Cover up my face. This has been an awesome thing to behold. Let's try it this way now. Sorry. I am doing this off of a mirror and off of, yeah, so there you guys go. Behind the camera there is a mirror that I'm watching, so that way I know I'm on screen, so that way things are not having to be mirrored with the front facing camera. Anyways, you guys don't need to know about all that. I am just trying to extend my efforts here for the channel, so there you go. Opinion Knives Paramour. That's what we're looking at today. We're going to be talking about it. This is not a full review. This is an appreciation post. Okay, there is a difference. So I will just kind of talk about some of the things that I've noticed, some of the things that I like, some of the things that I may not like so much. So first and foremost, let's go tip to blade, tip here to tail. This is a beautiful Enrique Pena design with the collaboration of Javier Garcia. Now, Javier and Pena are also two parts of the Triune Superlative knife designers. Javier Garcia does a lot of work on Pena knives. He is a trusted friend of Mr. Pena, of Mr. Enrique, and so yeah, this is a design collaboration from them. Now, I have to forwardly say that this knife is discontinued. They will not be making any runs anytime soon of this knife. So what's out there is out there. That's it. You can't get them anymore unless you go to the secondary market, and there are no plans for them to do another collaboration, but that's okay. I don't know what happened there. I don't think there were any specifics mentioned to the public, which is fine. It's okay for, you know, companies and stuff to be private about stuff like that, I feel like. But anyways, yes, the Pena Paramour. From tip to tail, we're going to start with the blade steel, which is an M4 blade steel. Now that is a high carbon steel that boasts strong edge retention and toughness, but it really lacks in the corrosion resistance department. It has a satin ground blade, and the blade profile and blade shape can be called a reverse tanto. At least I believe that's what it's called in the website's description. It has a somewhat hollow ground. Maybe that's flat. It doesn't really look hollow. Let's just call it a flat grind. I think I'm comfortable calling it a flat grind. It does have a very nice point to it. It is very slicey. The blade stock thickness is kind of thick relative to what it actually is. Relative to what it could be thinner, but it does come down to a nice clean edge. So if you're planning on doing any kind of food prep, it will wedge your cuts more than it will slice your cuts. But that being said, it is a great box opener. I mean, this is a great utility style blade shape. Utility meaning utility cuts that are cut from here, going around, going across, sorry, not around. And it does have a belly on it, so you can, like, if you have a flat surface, which I have right here. So if you have a flat surface, sorry, it's a composition notebook, it's all the flattest thing that I have, you will kind of notice that there is a belly ever so slightly. So it's cool, I suppose. I just felt like the need to measure it, but I will say that whenever you're holding it like this, your fingers get in the way of actually using the belly, so you probably have to come up here and hold it like this to use that belly for a cut. But anyways, that's fine. I will say that that would lend it to falling out of cuts of things like rope. Like, let's just pretend that this is a piece of rope. This is my son's bubbles. You have more of a propensity to fall down out of your cut and maybe leave some threads or something when cutting like a piece of tine or something like that. So there's that. It is got titanium handle scales. I believe they're blasted. They look really nice with micarta inlays. And I will say that the micarta inlays are design features that Mr. Javier Garcia has been bringing to a lot of X-Series knives. X-Series being the Riot collaboration with Enrique Pena. It has a pivot stop, right? And it has a not pivot stop, it has a pivot that is a really oblong shape. So I don't know what to call that. It's rectangular and diamondy with rounded edges. It has the black micarta inlays. It has this clip right here on the other side. The inlay also extends to the other side on the lock side with these ridges right here. Now I will say, compared to the Pena Mula, these ridges are a lot sharper. Go ahead and close that up. Here's a Pena Mula. This is my personal Pena Mula with the fat carbon scales. If you look at the lock bar insert, that was a complaint with the Mula, that the relief cuts for the lock bar were too rough, and that they would it was hard for people to get it out of the pockets. Now on my Mula, I don't have that problem, and I think that's because of the finish. It's not a blasted finish on this, so it is a lot smoother to get in and out of the pocket, and I never really understood the complaint of those relief cuts. But on this knife, because of the way the pocket clip is, and because of how sharp the relief cuts are, it is like having a little hacksaw on your pocket, and I can say that with confidence, carrying it in the pocket and stuff. Still a really good knife. I did get to carry it in this thing right here. This has been, for those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in West Texas, so it is not all too uncommon for a man to have something like this on the small of their back, whether it be their left or right hand side. Something like this is very common for us in West Texas to carry, even in some parts of New Mexico and lots of the South. Usually you see these have like a case trapper or something, but this is another way that I was able to carry it. And the reason why I was able to carry it is because with the M4 steel, I don't want to rust it in any way, shape, or form. So I would carry it in this, or I would carry in this Methuselah leather caddy right here. It was really beautiful. It's a black camo with the croc embroidery. Love that. Or I would carry it in here. And there you go. And this would be so I don't rust through the steel on these hot summer days that we've been getting here in West Texas. So yeah, there is that. That's just all on the relief side cutout. I will say that the centering is spot on. Sorry, I'll try to get that to you guys. You can see it. Centering is spot on. We like it. We appreciate it. It's really good. There is no back and forth blade play whatsoever. It's really nice. I really like it. It's a good utility knife, guys. That's what it is. It's supposed to just be a good utility knife. It is front flipper deployment only, and it takes a lot of getting used to do the over finger. I can't do it, so I'm just gonna stick to the thumb, spare myself some embarrassment. And the clip, it's nice. I like it. It's not a ugly spoon clip or anything like that, but it's just a clip, and it's there. I will say that this is cool, but it's also a bit of an over design. There is space where the back spacer is. Now this is just a regular titanium back spacer. There's no flare or anything to it, no mokutai. But if you look, you can see light pouring through, correct? Right? Well, that's because there are washers. And I'm gonna get something to point to. I got this right here. There are individual washers here, 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 and here that create that space. So if you plan on disassembling this knife, you're gonna have a lot of parts moving around, and that's what I wanted to get into. This part right here, this is your T10 pivot screw. This is effectively the female side of the pivot in the action. That is a female side. This side right here is the male end of the threads. So for people who do know and who do like to disassemble their knives, that can be a bit of a problem, because unscrewing the female receiving end of a pivot is just, it's not the best ideal situation for taking down a knife. Now that is one problem in and of itself, and I'm not like, this is okay, this is fine, don't take apart your knife, right? Just don't void the warranty or whatever the case may be. But there are people in the community, myself included, who do like to disassemble their knives, clean the action, put in some new washers, bearings, or whatever the case may be. But not only that whole pivot situation, but those washers that are separating the backspacer and creating space, that are creating this economy inside of the backspacer, those are also free moving. So you also have to make sure that those are in place and make sure that you don't lose any while you're disassembling that. And I'm not going to disassemble this one. This is my friend's knife. I'm not going to do that out of respect for him. But that is also an issue for some people. Myself, I would probably just never take it apart. If I knew that about the knife and I wanted to buy one, I would probably just not take it apart and just kind of oil the pivot from the outside, which is something that you can do. That's a perfectly reasonable thing for anybody to do. We'll check how it rides in the pocket, okay? So here we are. Sorry. Boom, right there. And comes out really easily. I think the blasting and the micarta really lend itself to not be such a slippery knife, even though it's got super neutral ergonomics. Neutral ergonomics means that you're not going to have something like this Spyderco Native 5 that is extremely ergonomic. You know, you got a forward finger choil, you've got another place to put your middle finger, you got somewhere to, some jimping there. You know, it's just kind of like supposed to ergonomically fit in the hand, whereas these neutral style knives, we'll take this one also, the Pena Mula, there's one spot for your finger, you know, if you're really going to choke up on the knife, but there's nowhere to get up behind the blade. Same thing for this one, only there's not even somewhere to put an index finger comfortably, I would say. But, you know, that's the aesthetic of having a, just like a neutral knife, which is very minimalistic. I do like that the front flipper just is like, it doesn't look like it's there, but it's there, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just really good. The action's really nice. I really like it. This is a great little utility knife, and I really appreciate Damien for sending it over. It's something that I wanted to check out upon the release of these knives. There were a lot of my friends who were able to hop on the drops, and that's great, that's cool. I was not one of those fortunate enough to do that, and that's okay, things happen. So getting to check one out on the back end is also still really cool and really nice for the channel, and we really appreciate Damien for sending this over to us. This has been a great knife to carry and to have fun with. I will be sending these back to him either today or tomorrow. Not today, today's Sunday. Sending them to him Monday or Tuesday, so hopefully he can get them back before he goes on vacation, and he won't have to worry about them sitting outside all day. So there is that. We will do a couple of size comparisons. So here is the Pena Mula. Right? So the Pena Mula is the longer X series in the rotation, but then we also have a Pena Apache. This is the slip joint version, also an X series, and I think the Paramour is identical in size. Sorry, camera. This Pena Apache is in K390 steel, and this is an M4 steel, so two high carbon steels. We will also do it up against a Demco 80-20.5 in the shark's foot configuration, so it's smaller than that. It's just a nice small utility blade. Here it is up against the Native 5 lightweight. Native 5 lightweight, coming in longer in blade length and handle length. And we will do another comparison to the Pena Custom Caballero. so similar in size. It's like, this is like the size for Enrique Pena, like knives. They're really nice, really small, really good to go. And then we will also do the Pena custom Viper, sorry. So there you go, also significantly large, this one is. And yeah, that's it, guys. That is the final installation, the final installment of the Replicant EDC and Highwinds EDC collaboration. That's all I had to check out, and we just want to say thank you, Damien, for supporting the channel, and we also want to thank Damien for allowing us to support their channel. He's a cool dude. Go check him out. He's a funny guy. If you aren't familiar, he's always posting the most random crazy things on the Facebook groups. He likes to stir the pot, and I find it humorous, and he's a good friend of mine. I know what he's doing. I know he's doing it on purpose, so just take it with a grain of salt, guys. Don't be too serious. Don't take yourselves too seriously either. But yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching today, and y'all take care. Thank you guys very much. Bye.